Conference. My late father arrived in this country in the mid-1960s from Nigeria. It was the Labour Party that insisted that he and others like him should be able to pursue their aspirations, their dreams, free from prejudice. My mother, who comes from an altogether different background, benefited from the right to equal pay at work after she graduated in the 1970s, again thanks to this Labour Party. You see, this party has given me, my family, all of our families, so much. That is why we all joined the Labour Party, to put something back. And I never forget that those who founded our party, in every sense of these words, built Britain. They built the mills, the factories, the railways, the roads. They built our hospitals, our homes, and our schools. They made our success as a country possible. That is why we, Labour, have always insisted that those who put in the hard work should be able to share in the fruits of our success. It's why we, Labour, have always insisted that people should have the right to fair and decent treatment at work. Fair opportunity, shared responsibility, wealth creation for the good of all. It's in our DNA. So more than 1 million new businesses created during our 13 years in government. And when we left office, rated 4th in the world for ease of doing business, the lowest barriers to entrepreneurship in the OECD. That is a record to be proud of. And I follow in the footsteps of John Denham. Big shoes to fill. Thank you, John, for all the advice and support you have given me. And I want to pay tribute, of course, to our fantastic shadow business team for all their hard work, listening to business up and down the country, setting the agenda, exposing the failings of the Tory-led government. When this government took over in May 2010, they embarked on an irresponsible experiment with people's livelihoods. If you took a risk, you set up your own business, they pulled the plug from under you with confidence nosediving as a result of their spending review. 50 businesses a day are going bust under this government. Dreams crushed, boarded up. And because it is our businesses which create jobs, it is little wonder that as firms have gone under, unemployment has soared beyond 2.5 million people. In my area alone, long-term youth unemployment has more than tripled in the last year. That is the human price of their failed experiment. And conference, let us be clear. David Cameron, Nick Clegg, George Osborne, and Vince Cable, you are all in this together. Co-authors of a failed economic plan, the longest double-dip recession since the war. It's not like they haven't been warned by Ed Balls and Rachel Reeves, but they refuse to listen. Directionless and divided, we've seen chaos heaped upon confusion, delays in delivery summed up by their flagship Regional Growth Fund. And the uncertainty they have caused is holding back investment from defence to renewables, higher education to energy. Our business leaders and our trade unions are united in telling them we need a proper plan for growth. But out-of-touch ministers rubbish them and accuse them of being whingers. It's the same old Tories playing the same old tunes. They insult the British people by claiming the economy is being held back by your rights at work. They say working people are lazy, business leaders aren't doing enough, and those just doing their jobs are plebs. Everyone is to blame but them. And as ever, what is their great solution? A large dose of rampant free market liberalism. Deregulate everything, stand aside, and let the market rip. But if we learned anything from the 2008-9 crash, it is that that approach is wrong. It won't solve the problems in our economy, and it won't address the challenges we face. You see, conference, under successive governments, growth became concentrated in too few sectors and in too few regions. And though productivity rapidly rose during our period in office, rewards were not evenly spread. And under Labour, strong growth meant unemployment did reach record levels, but still too many people remain distant from the job market or in insecure employment. We are determined to learn from this conference. Meanwhile, technology is transforming our world, and it's opening up new markets to our businesses. The rise of those new markets around the world is increasing competition, but it is creating new opportunities on a breathtaking scale too. We have got to respond to the new landscape and ensure that everyone benefits. Yes, markets have been the greatest engines of innovation and prosperity the world has ever known, but we know that left to its own devices, markets cannot meet these challenges alone, but nor can governments. This government, seeks to divide our society, public from private, trade union member from non-trade union member, the many from the few. But here's the thing, everyone has a contribution to make to the next chapter of our national story. Active government, businesses and entrepreneurs, our trade unions, active consumers, our universities and our colleges, our cities, our towns and our regions, all working together in partnership to create wealth and build a better future. That is why we have been arguing for an active industrial strategy. It is at the heart of the more responsible capitalism Ed Miliband talks about. We need it to fashion a new economy, an economy competing on quality, creating good jobs, not an insecure economy competing mostly on low wages. An economy that rewards those that work hard and create sustainable value, not just those out to rip us off and make a fast buck. An economy offering opportunities and training, not just, for example, to young people who want to work in banking, media or law, but also prestigious vocational routes for those eager to become engineers, digital programmers or advanced manufacturers. Conference. Once more, we must rebuild Britain, backing British business with a modern industrial strategy as governments all around the world back their own, buying from British business as governments across Europe and around the world buy from their own, investing in British business with a proper British investment bank like every other G8 country. This will mean being willing to challenge the way that government itself works with business. That is why I've asked Lord Adonis to lead a team of business leaders and former ministers to produce a blueprint to transform the business department into the most effective department for enterprise in the world. Conference, week in, week out, I meet businesses and I listen to their concerns. They don't tell me they want us to step aside. They tell me they want us to step up to help them grow and prosper. We are the only party in this country able to do this because of what each of us believes in this hall, that we stand and fall together. We believe that by the strength of our common endeavour with our families, our communities, our businesses and our trade unions, we achieve more together than we achieve alone. That is why that is what our party is about. That's what we do. And by continuing to win the support of the British people in line with this party's great traditions, we will rebuild Britain once more. Thank you. Thank you.